One other person that I want to talk about that you've written songs with is Nas.
Oh, yeah.
Because when people think of Nas, nobody thinks of songwriters. But he
Yeah.
has hooks, he has melodies, he has all types of shit happening on the song.
Yeah.
The song Brunch on a Sunday. Like, how much of your DNA is on that song? Like, what was that session like? What was it like working with him?
Man, that session was amazing. Nas just being the legend who he is. Hit Boy called me, and he was like, yo, D, because we also did Spicy.
Yep.
The first King Disease.
Oh,
and,
you did Spicy? Oh, yeah, okay,
mm-hmm.
you did do Spicy. Okay,
Yep,
yeah.
and he was like, man, I need something that's going to be, like, still in the era of, like, what you guys, because I'm 30. At that time, I think I was probably, like, maybe 26, maybe 27. And he was like, man, I need something that's going to resonate, but not only with your generation, but that's going to resonate with mine, too. So
yeah.
I told him, I was like, yo, you know, I just got back out here. This was in LA. I said I was just in DC. That's like my favorite city. You know what I'm saying? DC is my favorite city.
Oh, wow.
I love it.
DC is the shit.
I love it. The culture, the music, the blackness, like everything about DC. And one thing that stood out to me the most was the brunches. And I was like, yo.
Heavy brunch scene in DC, man.
I'm telling him, like, yo, I said, have you been to a brunch in DC? And he was like, I heard about it. I think I've been to a few, but it's been a while. And I was like, man, we should make a brunch song. I said, because, you know, at this time, it's like everybody's talking about brunch on Sundays. And he was like, well, let's come up with some stuff. So we was going in, and Nas, he's a lyricist, but he spars. Like, he'll spar with you. You know what I'm saying? Like he spars with art. Yeah, like, because he's looking at me as an artist. I don't think he's looking at me as a songwriter. I think he's looking at me as an artist. And I know when you're in the studio with another artist, it's kind of like your adrenaline rushes because it's like a basketball game. It's like, let's see who's going to have the harder line. So me and him just going back and forth, just saying cool shit. And he's like, yo. And I'm like, next line. And I'm like, he got me on this one. And we were telling a story on what it's like to be at brunch. We were painting a narrative and we were painting a story so people can feel like they've been through it. And then at that time, I put him with Blxst. I connected him with Blxst. He didn't know who Blxst was at that time.
Wow,
that's my brother.
Yeah, you're like a connector.
I love that. Yeah, that's my thing.
You're like between the producer, the feature, the engineer, like the artist. Like you're like a hub for creativity. Okay, my bad.
Nah, you good.
Blowing my mind. Yeah.
Yeah. So I told him, I was like, man, right now, man, that's all the girls is playing right now. They just playing Chosen by Blxst. They playing all these songs, and I'm like, when you go on Instagram and you scroll and you look through your reels and you go through Instagram, they just listening to Blxst songs. I said, so let's throw out a Blxst line in there, because there was a line in there. He said, I'm in Blxst space.
Yeah.
Bumping Anita Baker. And so I'm like, okay, let's play with that, but then let's actually like try to get him on the song too.
And Nas was game, yeah.
He was game, and he was like, all right, so we put that together. Hit Boy was excited because, you know, being the producer that he is, he's very involved. And I think that's why people enjoy working with him, because he's not a yes man. Like, he's really one of those people that be like, I don't know, he'll push you to be the best you. So working on that record, man, was fun because we both were speaking of our own experiences. And it just came out dope. And like I try to tell people, it's like when you do with songs like that, that's more of a song for the people.
Right.
Like, we know Nas is one of the top lyricists ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never want to be like, oh yeah, I did this with Nas and it was on Illmatic, or you know what I'm saying? The record that we did is amazing, but it's for the people. And I think people have to understand that when it comes to these artists, when they speak on songwriting and stuff, because it's like sometimes the record isn't necessarily for that necessary artist at that moment. They might be trying to put a message out to speak positivity and try to get things going and put people in a different headspace. Because remember, everybody was in the house at that time. Yeah,
that was like pandemic.
Mm-hmm. So it was like, yo, let's, we even spoke on the women that were dancing on the table. I think it was in Texas, when they had got kicked out the restaurant.
Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
That was a line that we said in the song.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they just let them girls just want to have fun. Like, they not, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were speaking on current events, and we were just putting it in the music, and it worked.